Hello friends, this is Pastor Artur Pawlowski. We are in Jersey City. On the other side we have what? Manhattan? Right there. And here we have a statue. Murdered people by the Russians. $15,400 Polish officers, intellectual leaders, prisoners of war were brutally massacred by the Soviets and KVD in the spring of 1940 and buried in a mass graves in a Katyn forest near Smolensk and in other undisclosed sites in the Soviet Union. Tell us a few things about this. We're here with Andy, our friend, our famous friend from New Jersey. On the other side is New York City.
We're across from downtown Manhattan with Freedom Tower over there. But this statue is very important for Polish community because it represents mass murder done by communists on the beginning of Second World War when Soviet government, basically Stalin himself, gave the order to kill Polish elite teachers, policemen, Polish officers in a forest called Katyn and around surrounding area. So they basically wrap up all the Polish people who were captured during the Soviet invasion in 1939, and in early 1940s basically they were killing them one by one, shooting by one bullet through the head, and then dumping them in a big mass graves and basically covering up. Later, when Nazi Germany discovered that, they already spread the news that was done by Soviets, but nobody could believe it. And through another 50 years, Polish people didn't know really what happened, and the whole world, because it was covered up, everybody was blaming that on Nazi, but in reality it was done by Soviets. So after Soviet Union collapse, we discovered that the truth, basically. So truth will always came on the top, and we will know. Another big thing about this monument is that Jersey City officials wanted to move a couple years ago this monument couple yards down there, or basically dismantle this and basically move from this place, which is very important. And Polish community fought back. There were really big rallies here, and we won. The statue is still here. It's very important statue for Polish community in New Jersey, basically in the United States. The guy who created that statue, Andrzej Pitynski, he said that you really cannot move this statue because it's designed that way that you have to cut this statue by pieces and then move it. So imagine this, if that's how government works. They wanted to cut the statue and move somewhere else to the different place, but I bet that if they will cut this, they will hide somewhere in a warehouse, and this statue will never see the daylight, basically. So sometimes you have to fight for right and for your heritage. That's what Polish people did.
You know what I find interesting about this thing is that it's a repetition of history. Think about it. What we're seeing right now in the 21st century, and we are today in September, so just a few days before the Germans attacked Poland, and of course from another side we were attacked by the Soviets in 1939, and not a lot of people know the history that from one side the Germans attacked us, and then from another side the Soviet attacked us. So what I find it fascinating about this whole thing is that it's a repetition of history. What we're seeing right now is the same elimination of the middle class, just like the Soviets did it and just like the Germans did it. Anyone that is patriotic, anyone that is from intelligence, teachers, soldiers, the middle class, and small and medium-sized businesses is being eliminated right now as we speak, because that's where the opposition comes from. What we're seeing right now is the same thing that was done before, is the greatest elimination of the opposition. Middle class people are highly educated, well-traveled, they're highly patriotic, family-oriented. Small, medium-sized businesses are the people that love this country. They came here, their forefathers emigrated here, and they are hardworking people. They love the opportunities that this country has given to them, and they're very grateful. That's why when I travel around this country, I see the American flags everywhere. I see people really proud of this country. They're, like I said, highly patriotic. And that's the class of people that need to be eliminated. Just like in 1939, in 1940, the Soviets and the Germans, they needed to eliminate the medium, the middle class of society, because those types of people know what's going on, and they will oppose, they will fight back, they can hire lawyers, they can form opposition, they know how to do it, they've done it before, and they need to be eliminated. Right now it's a repetition of history. Exactly what happened before they are doing today, and that's a scary thing, because what we know from history is that those types of people never stop. Bullies never stop. Bullies need to be stopped. You have to say to the bully no and get out. You have to tell the bully, I'm not agreeing with what you're doing, and I'm telling you, you have to stop or else. Not just I'll hire lawyers and fight you in the courts, I'll also defend myself from what you're doing, and that's what they're scared of. Every totalitarian government, every dictatorship, every wannabe tyrant is afraid of the middle class. It's afraid of small and medium-sized businesses, patriotic people, family-oriented people, people that know what's really going on. You can't fool them just because you announce a few times on the radio or on TV your propaganda, indoctrination. So those types of people need to be eliminated. What you're seeing right now in front of our eyes is a Katyn once again, but it's being done right now not just by the Soviets, not just by the Nazis, but the globalistic totalitarian government. So stand up, wake up, or else you will end up like those people in 1940. So do you see similarities?
Oh, of course, of course. We're if we don't look back in the history, we will very easily repeat that. So right now, I think right now in like in 1930s, because everything is being prepared for the huge war, huge changes, which happened during the Second World War. So that's the same thing.
It's a beautiful place. Water.
We're on the New Jersey side, Jersey City, New Jersey.
When I look at those beautiful places, because it is beautiful, I have two thoughts. That man is capable of building very beautiful things, but also it's so sad that people are also capable very quickly to destroy beautiful things because of greed, because
We're on the side of the biggest destruction in United States history, World Trade Center. was there where Freedom Tower is right now. So and we have American flag on there. Statue of Liberty is there, but we cannot see it from the phone.
I find it fascinating, the statue. You know, he is stabbed in the back, and that's exactly what they're doing right now to us today. Those wannabe tyrants, we're being stabbed by our own governments.
But right now, by invisible elements, you know, this guy was stabbed by basically gun, a rifle. But right now, they're stabbing us with invisible weapons. We know what it is, so it's basically same comparison.
The same tactics, just different methods.
And he has tied hands on the back, so they're tying our hands right now too, because we cannot move, we cannot do anything basically without government approval. So, like Pastor said, history likes to repeat itself, but we have to pay attention and learn. And if we do that, then we can stop this.
We can push it. We can push it out. You know what's interesting about Siberia? My grandfather escaped Siberia to find freedom, and once again we're being enslaved. Look, on the 17th of September 1939, that's a history that many people do not know, the Polish army engaged in fierce combat against the Germans and was attacked from the rear, stabbed by the Soviet army in conspiracy with Hitler, the Ribbentrop-Molotov Pact. Stalin seized 47% of Polish land and annexed it to Soviet Russia. 2 million Polish citizens, including children, women, and senior citizens, perished en route to Siberia and at torturous work in Soviet labor camps from 1944 to 1956. Thousands of Polish patriots, soldiers of the underground armies of the AK, NOW, NSZ, and WIN were heinously murdered by the Soviets' secret police, the NKVD. This monument is dedicated to the millions of Polish citizens and heroes who offered their lives in a fight against communism for our and your freedom. Let them have honor and glory for all time.
Beautiful statement.
Yeah, it's now our time to do what's right.
You have that in Polish. And of course they added this 9/11 memorial.
You know, those people were willing to die and they paid the price. They fought, they pushed evil. Now it's our time to stand up and push evil. Because if we don't do it today, I'm telling you, this is not going to stop. It will never stop. Those people are not capable of stopping. Stalin would never stop. Hitler would never stop. Those types of people need to be stopped. And I know I'm repeating myself like a broken record over and over again, because the history is teaching us for thousands of years. We have the history, we have the records. If we don't stop those types of people, they will keep murdering, they will keep stealing, they will keep doing what they're doing right now until good people will rise up, just like those people.
But
and
right
push.
now they have technology which Stalin and Hitler didn't have, to control population, so it's even more dangerous because that invisible slavery is upon us and we don't even know. This cage which they're putting us in is invisible. They knew that they were in prison, but we are in invisible prison, which are put on society. That's even worse. And I think Stalin and Hitler are just laughing at the grave, or they just jealous.
I don't think they're laughing. In hell, you can laugh in the middle of a grill. You don't enjoy anything except pain, I guess.
I think that they are basically jealous that they are not living in this time, because they will have all the tools to manipulate people, to kill people even much better than they did during the Second World War.
Well, friends, from a good note, we know how the story ends. Truth wins in the end. We know how this movie ends. God wins. We have read the Bible. In the Bible, it shows that those people have their 5 minutes. Like my wife always says, they have their 5 minutes. But you know what? 5 minutes ends, and then it's eternity. And we know that we're going to spend eternity with our God. They're going to spend eternity in hell. Unquenchable fire, worms that never die. I mean, I wouldn't change their 5 minutes for eternity with Jesus. The Bible says, even if a man gains the whole world but loses his soul, he is the most pitiful, miserable man. And that's just how it is. Those people were always miserable. They were always hunted down. They could not sleep. That's not the life. That's slavery as well. So I love, I always say to people, misery loves company. Those people are so miserable, and they want you to be miserable as well. Do not let them. Do not let them. Be blessed.